Yeah, well, Sam, you've written an amazing new book, Words for Warriors. I started reading it and I realized it is not an ordinary book. It's more a reference guide for the culture war. And I especially like the story in the introduction where you're talking with your kids about the concept of wealth. If you don't mind, would you please share that story with our viewers?
So I actually shared that story with a young person today. And the question that I ask people is, how is wealth created? And I usually get blank stares because people go, well, the government prints the money. Money's not wealth. Wealth is value. How is value created? How is wealth created? And so the answer to that is that if I have an iPhone, but I have 3 iPhones, and you have $5,000, but you don't have an iPhone, if you give me $800, I'll sell you my iPhone. I don't need it. I've got 2 others. You don't need the $800. You got 4,200 others. And so we do a free, it has to be freely given exchange, right?
Right, free market exchange.
In that exchange, who exits that exchange wealthier? And the answer to that question, it's a stumper. The answer to that question is both parties, because it's a free exchange. And that is how wealth is created. Wealth is spiritual. It's actually, it's really an incredible concept when you think about it, because I had the iPhone and it was the same value when I had it, except it was less valuable to me. And I am wealthier now with your $800, but you're much wealthier now with an iPhone, even though it cost you $800. If the exchange is not free, the whole thing is broken and it doesn't work. But then I went on from that because my kids were asking me about why we have to go to class to have conversations. And the reason is because in conversations, there is a trading, there is an exchange of ideas that is freely given and taken typically. And when that happens, we gain in the wealth of knowledge that we have, the wealth of intelligence we gain. When that is curtailed, as the left tries to do, they try to silence our speech, they try to silence any dissent, any conversation, any discussion, any debate. That is actually trying to suppress wealth generation. And of course, you and I both know the left is against wealth. They hate wealth.
Well,
they only
hate
like it
your
for
wealth.
themselves.
Yeah, they hate your wealth. They like their wealth. And I think that's the thing. If they can concentrate and control all of this, they're able to skim off whatever they need for their purposes. I mean, I'm thinking of this H.R. 1 bill, that has this provision in it to where if you're running for Congress, you can get a salary off of your campaign that's paid by tax dollars up to $600,000. I mean, it's the whole idea. All animals are equal. Some animals are more equal than others.